Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining our rally today. We've got a great lineup for you. After hearing our speakers today, I know you'll be as sure as I am that voting Lorax Pete 2020 in the upcoming election is the right choice. Groovy. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to give you some great opportunities today to learn about the Lorax's character and why he makes such a great president. So without further ado, let's hear from one of the Lorax's friends.
Hello there, friends. My name is Horton. It is the Lorax for who I throw my support in. He cares about nature and about being kind. A better literary president you'll never find. Our land needs help. Who will step up? The Lorax for sure. He'll pump us up. With a voice strong and clear, friends, please have no fear. Just as he's always protected the trees, the Lorax promises to look after the bees. He desires clean air, water, and food, and knows we can achieve this with the right mood. As the foundation for all of this work, kindness and care for all of us lurks. That's why together with Pete, the Lorax's presidency will be a great feat. So call your best friend, your neighbor and kin. The Lorax will need all of our votes to win.
Thank you, Horton. How about that endorsement, friends? Far out. I know I'm excited to vote for the Lorax this fall. Our environment will never look better. The trees will thank you for your vote. And as you know, that underlying motivation of kindness towards all really resonates with me. But you know what? Horton's not the only one here today to share information about the Lorax. Next, we have librarian Erin to tell you all about the Lorax's role in our world.
Hi friends, welcome to our rally today. You know we're here to learn about the Lorax. So, I thought we could read his book. Here we have The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except on old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Onceler still lives there. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snoot, this strange secret hole in his groovulous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone. Sloop! Down slups the whisper of a phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he said, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swoomy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, And I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the ripulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees, the touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh, buttery milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft, and I knitted a thneed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a zong. I looked, I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was a sort of man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. For the trees have no tongue, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool thneed. For the very next minute, I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute, a chap came along. And he thought that the thneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy, you can never tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the old Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Ditch. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds just as busy as bees to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees in one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked at my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round. And my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business had to grow, regardless of the crummies in tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads. Of needs I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax. He coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snargled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a crofulous croak. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor Swami swans, why, they can't sing a note. Now no one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough, they cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about gluppity-glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity-glup. Also, schloppity-schlop. And what do you know with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got incredibly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now, listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on just doing what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into needs, which everyone needs. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped in my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was the big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad, backward glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. But that was long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the onceler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed, the last one of them all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. The end. Wasn't that a nice story?
Wow, thanks. Oh, hold on. Wow, thanks, Librarian Aaron. What a cool cat story. I'm even more excited to vote for the Lorax. Okay, folks, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Here he is, the Lorax.
Woo! Hello! wonderful introduction, Pete, and those glowing endorsements from our friends. Amazing! My name is the Lorax, and I speak for nature. I have always fought to protect the trees, flowers, and woodland creatures who call nature home, and I will continue to do so as literary president. You can count on me to look after friend and planet alike. A vote for me is a vote for the trees. Pete the cat and I also believe that kindness is the best choice, whether you are being kind to people, animals, or nature.
Remember to stay cool and be kind to everyone, cats and kittens.
Yes, thank you, Pete. As I was saying, if you elect me your literary president, I promise to promote anti-littering campaigns, ocean conservation, and being kind to everyone. If you're here from the Beanstack Kids Vote 2020 program, your secret code for today is TREES, capital T-R-E-E-S, trees. All right, folks, we're going to open the audience up for questions. Does anybody out there have a question? You can tell us with your microphone, or you can type it in the comments. While we're waiting for you to come up with some questions, we're going to go ahead and sing The Green Grass All Around. There was a home.
There was a hole
In the middle of the ground.
in the middle of the ground.
The prettiest hole
The prettiest hole
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
Well, the hole in the ground and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. There was a stem
There was a stem
in the middle of the
in
hole,
the middle of the hole.
the prettiest stem
The prettiest stem
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
Well, the stem in the hole in the ground, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. There was a branch,
There was a branch
and on the stem,
and on the stem.
and the stem and the branch on the stem, and the stem on the tree, and the root in the hole of the ground, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. There was a twig,
There was a twig,
the prettiest twig
the prettiest twig
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
Well, the twig on the branch, and the branch on the tree, and the tree on the root, and the root in the hole in the ground, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. Woo! All right, friends, do we have any questions from the audience? We have no questions from our audience today. That's all right, I'm sure. We have no questions because you're all convinced what a great team we will make for literary president and vice president. Thanks for coming to our rally today, folks, and don't forget, Election Day is November 3rd.